Gotta get the song playing before we start.
My Lord is I lost my love. They're gonna move to the groove. Out of rhythm. My Lord is I lost my love. They're gonna move to the groove. Out of rhythm. My Lord is I lost my love. My love, they're gonna move to the groove. Out of rhythm. My Lord is I lost my love. They're gonna move to the groove. Out of rhythm. My Lord is I lost my love.
It's good to be an original. It's good to be black. When I hear music like that, it's just something about it. Before we start, let me just say, I hope this live stream reaches you in the best of health, mental clarity, purpose, and success, not dictated by European so-called standards, because they really have standards. Let me just say, with this song that we all love, which is a royalty-free song. It's not something that was made and by this group and they perform and whatever. We have platforms, we have sites out here, many sites who sell royalty-free, and you hear the same song probably somewhere else. Anybody can buy it, but black folks got away, and I'm gonna say black folks today, y'all. You all know what I mean. We got away with our soul, we got away with our, it's just something that binds us together. And you see white folks off to the side. Like they want translators. What is she singing? Look, even though we don't know all the words, I want to play a game. And even though we may not know all the words, we feel that song. See, we can feel each other. You know why we can feel each other? Because we got soul. And I remember years ago back in the 80s, they used to have this talent show, I forgot what it was. And they had a white guy who came out and he sung like he had soul. See, they can copy us all they want. And they can copy something that's already done. But they can't come with an original. Oh, yeah, yeah. You gotta be black to know what that's all about. Look, the game I want to play, I want us all to, during the course of this live stream, or even in the comment section after the show is over and it goes up as a video. What are the words of this song as far as you, I don't care if it sounds dumb, I don't care if you think it doesn't sound correct, doesn't have to sound perfect. No, into the groove. Oh, lost my love. Okay, we know what it's like to lose a love and the pain. Oh, yeah. What are the words? Make up some words. It sounds like so-and-so into the groove, right? Now when I'm bloated, I lost my love. I'm bloated. That's what it sounds like. Hold on, let's do it again. I'm bloated. Where'd that come from? You know, sometimes when we're going through stuff, our minds don't work in a linear fashion where we just stick on that thing, you know? I'm bloated. Sure lost my love. She going through stuff and she can just think like that. Anyway, I want to acknowledge everybody in the room. I might say your name twice. Papa 2020, DJ Zion Love, Andre Clark, Ella G, of course. I'm the man that loves to fall asleep all the time after I do shows. Tracy 777-777-9311. Telling my age. Remember that song from the time? Back in the early 80s? Adwa. Yes. Good to see you back. One with Nature. LV. I said Andre, but you get it twice. Margaret Green. Brooklyn in the house. That's right. Nephi 8. Still got the sun going on sometime. Herman Earl Roan Jr. That means it came twice. That means there's a Herman Earl Roan Sr. So thanks for the senior and the senior's wife, woman, mate that made you. God a black goddess always. 2K15. I love that. That name punches people in the face. God a black goddess always. That always. What do you mean always? They're committed to each other? We heard they have ride and die chicks. Romaine, how are you? Golden Melanin, voice of reason for my people. You know, let's see what he means by that. Let's check his page out. Melanin always, that's right. And we love being this way. No matter how much pain we have to go through in this world that doesn't like us because we're so special. Yes, we are so special. They're like that jealous classmate that you're always getting 100 on your test. The girls like you or the boys like you. The teacher likes you because you do. Let's just mess things up. DeWanda, Melisha, Diana, D, Simmons, Knowles, love this Williams, tongue twisters or whatnot, right? We ain't gonna handle tongue twisters today. Bell, okay. Adrian Stu, yeah, we're not getting, one thing I wanna say, and let me, as I talk, I'm gonna pull this up. One way of getting the notifications is, and while I'm on it, let me just take a second because the sun is in my eyes and I can't really see the screen as good. I'm faking the funk, but we're going to get it done. And sometimes you have to fake the funk to get things done before we go on a roll. And I may not go 2 or 3 hours today. I have a lot of things to do, but you will get it now and you will get it later. And at some point in the middle of the day and in the early morning, even though I'm getting my sleep, I still want to make it where you say, when do you get your sleep? I love this morning stuff. I really do. Okay. There are 2 options, okay, that will make it where you get the notifications, not from YouTube, though, okay? If you go to this page, this Facebook page, like it, subscribe, whichever one it is. Yes, Melly, we got to do this. I'm going to hit you back right after the show, because we got to do our thing. But hit this page. It's a Facebook like page. They have their own notifications. And what I do is that when I come here on YouTube, I also broadcast it over. Here come the love bucks again. Y'all are persistent. I always do it over Facebook on that particular page. So if you're signed up, you will get it from there. And then you'll know to come over to YouTube. The other option is to sign up for the Discord page, right? The chat room there. Now, let me give you that link. This one always works. When I go live, it hits me like you going live. I'm like I don't already know. But this particular one, so Fooey on YouTube, we have other ways of getting through. And if you have any problem with it, please reach out to me. Send me an email and let me know how it's behaving. And I'll give you that address also. I'll give you my contact information. And thank you all for reaching out. And it's been, like I said, I'm going to have to separate my email, have multiple email addresses now because it's getting that lovely with the love you're showing me. And I don't want you to think that I'm ignoring you, but could you imagine? I mean, I get probably 25, 30 hate mails a day called nigger, nigger this, nigger that, threats, which if you have to do a threat through an email, you're not that much of a threat. Because if you come at me, I will do you right back with a little more sauce on it. I have no reservations on defending myself. But the Discord page, you sign up for that. You can join in the chat. If Mr. G Fresh is watching, I want to make it where we can kind of open that up a little more because I have a phone verification, different verifications where I'm still going to vet everybody one at a time and reach out to each person, but I'm going to do that on my time. But you get immediately because when YouTube shoots, or when YouTube goes live or I make a video, it pops up on Discord right away and you get that notification. That way you know. But enough with the technicalities. I wanted to speak on the black church. And again, it's not going to be long. I'm going to probably insult a few people and incur several other not too nice emails or phone calls. Somebody called me 4:30 this morning and called me the B word, screaming it. I'm like, where are they when they're screaming it? You know what I mean? There was a lot of noise behind me. I heard people, and they're like, you know, these people are crazy. Call me the B word. Well, maybe they had a lot of practice with their mama. I could be nasty too. I could be street too, although I'm not street. But anyway, the black church. Well, people would say, well, why would you say the black church is not what it used to be when they told the same fairy tales back then as they do now? I understand that, and I'm not speaking from that aspect. And I will say I'm going to have to hold my computer up because it is quite windy. My dear sister Ella G. T. Good Dukes, Akanfo, Aqua, Orchidai. I might have missed a few people, but I'm not really going to look at the screen right now. I can see it better than I did yesterday. Instead of turning it, I arranged it better. I'm pretty much close up to the fence, but I want to be in front of the sun. So I'm getting this sun. I'm barefoot. We're getting it. The black church, we all know, religion is the control. And many people who send out all of these unlimited memes as though they're trying to make you feel bad that you're not in the church or they know something you don't. And they're not really about anything in their life instead of sitting up consuming calories and gossiping. And this is not everybody. Because somebody's going to say, well, I remember the church that did this for me and it helped me with my kids when I was hungry and didn't have nowhere. Is that the church doing it though? Or is that a kind individual who happens to be a member of the church? Because if it is the church, it should be that way across the board. It should be that way for everybody. With so many churches dotting the landscape all over the world, not just the black community, how come there's so much racism? How come there's so much hate? How come there's so much killing going on? I like to get close up on the mic when I get down, you know? You know, brothers, how it is when, I'll say it this way, you're hitting that stride, you get that hunch in your back, you getting it. So right now, if it's 30 minutes I'm on, an hour or less, whatever, I don't know, but it's not going to be as long as yesterday. I'm going to get it. But with all of these churches, everywhere you go, and especially in the black community, why is there so much poverty? Why is there so much racism? Why is it so much hate amongst us? Why doesn't the church call these things out? Well, today's church is a watered down version of what it used to be. And I'm not talking about the religious doctrine of the white Jesus sky daddy. Back in the day, before I was here, as I am told, as we are all told, because we weren't alive back then at that time, but there's so many accounts of what is going on with us worldwide, from the Arabs to the white folks, slavery, which doesn't define us. But we are a great people. They write the books, so they keep us out of it, so we don't seem to be of any worth except to be a slave to them. And many of us soak this down deep down in our mind and execute it and live that low standard out. But many of us pick up a different signal when we reason and we deep think over something to know that there's something wrong in this world. So while I'm not applauding even the church as it was back in the days of slavery, of that kind of slavery, because we're still, today in 2020, we're still slaves. So it's in a masked kind of way. It's like a person telling you, you see miles and miles of countryside, and they say, you know what? All of that is yours, but you can't pass this tree. What good is it? What good is it? That's like going to an all-you-can-eat restaurant But they say that you can go and pile up on one plate and one plate only, not to go back, but what you give in that one plate the first time is it. It's all you can eat, but how much food could you pile up on the plate? So we talk out of both sides of our mouth. But back in the day, the church was so much more than what it is today for black people. The church was a place, when you look at the living conditions, just like today, where the threat of death is hanging over our heads. And there was no chance, like a snowball in the proverbial hell, for us to get by whatever that slave master wanted to do. It wasn't no judge or jury. You were property, as most of us are now treated by the government, but we don't know it. We think we're free. But you didn't have a chance. So you lived with the threat of death for any reason. A woman can get stopped and molested and raped for sport out in the open, while we had our brothers working the fields and looking on and knowing that if they came to the defenses of their sister or even their wife, that it was a sure death, because you knew your place. You knew what would happen. At least if I grin and bear this, which ripped us apart as men, then I'll live to see another day. Those warriors who were really warriors, no matter how much firearms they had, no matter what, you put your hand on my wife, you put your hand on my woman, you might kill me, but you're going to know that you didn't kill my spirit. So these are the kind of things that we lived up under in the black church. And so with that kind of pressure, Sundays were the days that the slave master laid off a bit, but not all the way. And when I look back on those days and speak to people who spoke to people in their family, who spoke to people who passed things down, who are not around now, when you look at it today, this is why in the black church, when you get up early in the morning to go, you didn't want to leave, because you had that one day where the threat of death was a little bit less than it was from Monday to Saturday. But even while we had our church services, there was that slave master sitting in on the service, or one who represented him, to make sure that in your open communication that you didn't plot and plan or cultivate the spirit of revolution, which is unacceptable. Even to the point that there are traditions today in many black churches that we still do, but we're unaware of where they came from. One of them that I know for sure, and I want everybody in the chat room who's live and in the comment section, even after this goes up as a video, to add in what it is that they heard or know, or even if you heard it and you can't confirm it, say it anyway, what these traditions were that came down from the days of slavery, or that type of slavery. I know one, and I used to wonder every time when I would attend a church, especially Pentecostal, maybe I was right? Not Baptist, bastard, no, but we won't go there. But one of them was every time you got up to either use the restroom, or you had to go out to go to your car, or you had to go out and go to another room and make a phone call, because back in those days there were no cell phones. But you either had to go and call back home, there was an emergency or something that happened. When you got up, you put your finger up. And that's to get permission from that person, that Caucasian, whether it's a slave master or not, the overseer of that service, who made sure you better keep your mind on Jesus. You had to put your finger up. And I always wondered why, even in putting the finger up, whether it was sisters would do it and walk normal, but I noticed that when the brothers would put their finger up, it was accompanied by a coon-like walk. Have you ever noticed that? Here you go, I'm gonna show you. They would get up. What is all that? It's worse you're putting up your finger for permission or acknowledgement, but you gotta, what kind of monkey-like walk is that? You know, a lot of us do things to please them. And so we'll low rate ourselves or reduce the power that we already have. And this is what I'm going to ask everybody, and I know it's not anybody here who walks with reduced power, but there's a unseen on the physical level thing that we have, that when we resonate, I've been saying that word every show, well, maybe it's something we need to do. Just like my favorite word when things look like they're getting tougher, incrementally. Back up, take smaller bites, smaller steps, but keep moving forward. Resonate, exude. See, we got to get these words of power back in our vocabulary. Even if we say it repetitiously, this is something I do over and over and over and over to ourselves, not like a chant, but just to keep you on course. When you're around, and I'm going to go off the topic for a second, when you're around the enemy or those who give you the puppy dog smile around the water cooler, when you get around them, they're not loving you. Loving you is easy 'cause you're beautiful. They're hating on you because you're beautiful. I can't go as high as I used to when I was 10 years old or 12 years old when that song came out. Rest in power, Minnie Riperton. Show of hands, who remembers that song? If you don't know it, Minnie Riperton, Google it. Put loving you, not loving you, but loving you. And put Minnie. By the time you put that bad boy in, Google or YouTube will pull it up. Beautiful song. La 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 la. La 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 la. La 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 la. Dootin' dootin' dee doo. Come on, ladies. I can't do that no more. Voice got too heavy. I have bass in my voice now. But when they see you around the water cooler, on the job, wherever, they watch you and they're fascinated with you. Even when you don't know you have it, even when you're in a reduced state, even when you're eating bad food, even when you're indulging in gossip, girl, you got something about you that is so powerful. And we, on purpose to make them feel comfortable. Why are you worrying about making the enemy feel comfortable? Because this has been beat into you. Circumstances are different from young as it came up from that time when don't do anything to piss the slave master off. And they assume that they're in charge when they come around because that's that arrogance, that's that thing. They know they inherit this and they know the typical black mind moves this way, that we can be strong around each other and cuss each other out or challenge each other and use our own strength and power that we should be using to conquer the enemy collectively. We'll use it on each other. But then as soon as one of them come around, I would much rather see us coon for each other. I would much rather see us take our natural arms, not weaponry, but arms, collectively, that power that we have, that we exude around each other, and put it down and show love to each other, and don't walk and brace ourselves up like that. And do it in front of him and make him see that you love each other. But we coon for them. We could be in mid-sentence speaking strong to each other, bracing up. And as soon as they come, whoop, how you doing, Master Charlie? I can tap that for you. You damn fool. So when I say the church, the black church, is an imposter, I will say that we as a people will take anything or something that is looked at as nothing and make something out of it. Soul food. We took the slave master's scraps, and he didn't bring it out and say, okay, slaves, here's a nice platter of our scraps. I'm not saying they had a garbage pickup day in a garbage can, so what you think they did? They took the stuff and threw it out. They didn't say it's getting dark, the slaves have to eat. You get it when you get it. And long after they sucked that chicken bone, but left a little marrow on the inside and throw it out in the dirt with dirt on it. You had to wipe that thing off, and you put your mouth on that same chicken bone out of the dirt you see, we got to think about these things. Out of the dirt, and you'd suck the marrow out of the bone that the slave master's saliva is all over. Do you think that he cared about you that much? He may spit on the food if he didn't like you. Eat this and get a thrill. Look at them. They have no choice but to eat the spit off of it. If they rape your woman in front of you, rape your woman in front of you, and bring other people who might be slave masters, but they're people who look like them. You know, I had her the other night. I'll keep it decent, y'all. The stuff that she had, whew, really good. Come here, girl. And you're like, oh God, you're still bleeding and hurt. Nobody's caring about you. Oh, how could they care about you when they do that to you? And now you see 5 and 6, 7, 8, 9 10 different men in a day coming to you. You know how sometimes when we would have a friend come over, and for the fellas, they would, hey, you know, I'm out of here in a little while, man, but can I borrow your lawnmower? I'll bring it back tomorrow. Can I borrow your circular saw? I'll bring it back tomorrow. What you think they did with you, sister? I heard about her, man. I'll bring her back tomorrow. I want to bring her over for a couple days. What was to stop that? We're property as we are today. And we think we're not. But at least back in that day, when Sunday came, it really wasn't about Jesus. It was about getting away from that threat, which you never really got away. It was reduced on that Sunday. You're allowed to sing out your pain. Hence, in our song, whoa, whoa, yeah, yo, oh. That part ain't all that happy. That part of that song that we hear, we say, man, I love that cut. Why do you love it? Because you can identify with that pain in your soul. You tired after working 2 jobs, knowing that you're probably going to have $9 left over after you pay off all your bills for the next week or 2. Oh, oh, yeah, hey, hey, oh. Your man might not be doing as he should, and he comes home drunk, falls out, keeps going to work late, and now he's fired. At the same time, you check, you see in his underwear, as you wash his clothes, a substance that we know what it is, but it doesn't just smell like him. Oh, oh, yeah. We crying out our pain. And so when we would go to church, it was a therapy session that collectively had nothing to do with no Jesus that never showed up. Because if that Jesus loved you and he was real, he would come and save you. Stop with the foolishness. This is 2020. The scam has been pulled over our eyes for the longest time. Those of us crying out and waiting and looking up at the clouds for Jesus to come, there's a work that we have to do here. And for all the marching and shouting and rallies, and this is 2020. For those of us who are 30, 40, 50, 60, tell me what's different. It's packaged and it's made to look new, but it's the same crap on the inside. We feel like a dog that really didn't want to eat a particular meal, so he left it in the pan. And these love bugs just won't leave me alone. They just love me so much. And you get slick and you put some new food. You get some new Alpo to mix in with the leftovers, the scraps off your table that he doesn't want to eat. You mix it in. Ooh, it's something new. And he eats it up because he thinks it's something different. And for those of you who say that politics are the answer, for those of you who say that this time was going to be different, think about Barack Obama. 8 years in office. It came and it went. What has he done for us lately? Doom, 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 doom. It wasn't intended to do anything for us. So you must know that politics is not the answer. Religion. What in the hell is it doing for us? When today you have pastors who will say a scripture, who will talk about something. Now you have good men out here who are pastors now, but won't be there for long when they realize that their study of deception is not doing anything for their people. If they have a heart, if they have a soul, if they care. Some people just love the mic. Some people just want to be seen. Some people just want to be called pastor because of all the amenities it can bring them. Because we all have that, those who are pastors who have that flock who is broken and needs consultation. So Sister Cleavage, you've been sad these days. I'd like to consult with you in my quarters, in my office, so I can pray for you and lay hands on you while you're on your knees. Today, being a pastor has a whole lot of perks, if you know what I mean. And because it is pastor, and we think, touch not thine anointed. The pastor an anointed, so you know, basically he can get away with what he want to get away with. Because that's a man of God. Well, if by his actions, he's a man of God and he's supposed to represent this thing called God, this concept, which I know there's a creator. But this repackaged, watered down, not meant for us God that they're selling us, does not exist. There is one who created us, who is all powerful, almighty, all knowing, but it ain't the crap that they're pushing off on us. Let's be clear about that. It's about control. And we've been made to understand that we are flock and we are supposed to be subservient and listen, while everybody else that doesn't look like us has heaven on earth, and we're supposed to toil because we're going to get it later on after we die. And even now, as the faithful few and the faithful servants, we're catching hell because it's supposed to be that way because of the curse of Ham. Boy, they got you hooked up on all kind of stuff. But most other races, they're not falling for it. And yes, you have Chinese who call themselves Christian. You have every race who calls himself Christian. And if not Christian, they're in some form of religion that's shackling their mind. You got to understand that you are unlimited. You're connected to this soil, to this planet that's part of a galaxy, a solar system, a universe. You are the force of nature. But you're so much in the substitute system that you can't get the benefits of being part of this system. Because fear rules you. And those beatdowns were real. The raping of our women are real. Being hungry after a hard day's work and you only had 2 hours of sleep because hunger is in your belly and the slave master throws out the food and you have to eat it and salt it down and fry it up. And look at us now. And some of us say, in defense of eating that killer plate called soul food, well, our ancestors did it. Our forefathers did it. It didn't kill them. It didn't kill them at all. They did, well, you know what? Go on their workout regimen. You can eat pure sugar and lard and you ain't gonna get fat the way they were worked. Not to say that that was the healthiest thing to do. But here you are. You don't get up out your car to walk into the bank. You have the drive-through. You don't get up out of your car to eat this stuff that they try to tell you is food, but it's nothing but processed, engineered chemicals made to look like food. Here you are at Burger King and McDonald's going through the drive-through. I know someone who is so slothful, so obese, so lazy, so disconnected from their physical, which shows me they have mental problems and emotional challenges. No problems on this channel. I keep saying that word like believe, you know, unless I'm paraphrasing somebody. I got to hold on to this computer, see, because the wind might blow. Yes, Ella G, much love to you. That's an old comment when the show started. My comments froze. Okay, what are you saying much love to me now? We've been on for a little while. We've been on for 39 minutes. And oh yeah, Golden Melon said, like that pastor that was on Facebook eating something that I can't mention, or that pastor who had a lady change in her panties in front of him like he was healing her. You're right. Now, is this okay, let me scroll up. I saw something that looked interesting. Or maybe I won't get it. I'll let it go. But yeah, it's degraded down to this type of thing. It's celebrity worship now. You know, the pastor calls your name, like a rock star, like Michael Jackson, little white girls in England. Oh, Michael Jackson touched me. Oh, and you fall out. If you a real pastor, which I'm not hooked up in any of that stuff, you have a job that never ends. You have a job that never ends. Who are the real pastors out here? Who are doing the real work? This joker shows up on a Sunday morning or a Saturday morning if you're an Adventist, different days, even sometimes during the week. What happened to the pastor that would show up at your house? Not to show up at your house when your husband is gone or show up at your house because you don't have a man, but show up at your house to just check on you. Call you first and say, listen, I just want to check on you. Your grandmother's in the hospital and she might not even be a member of the church. And she may live in a different city not too far, maybe an hour or two away. And you get a call from her on how surprised she was because, baby, I only been to that church 3 times. And that was a couple years ago, but your pastor came up here to visit me. We don't have that anymore. When you're a real pastor, it's not even about being a pastor. When you're about your people, your love is not relegated to the times of service. And after that, it's hard to get to you. And they say, oh, the pastor's busy right now because he has his goons around him. And oftentimes, the bigger the congregation and the bigger the church, those goons around him are packing pistols because they know somebody's going to want to wake up. And they're going to wake up and not think too highly of what that pastor's doing behind closed doors or even up front in your face, taking your money. And people say, well, the pastor lets us use the church and he has this program and that program. Is he running it? You're running it. The people who say, well, I just want to serve and clean the church up, and he ain't paying you. And sure, if you want to do something for something that's good, give of your services, because there are things that I do off the record when something's going on that I see and I try to correct the situation, and I ain't nobody's pastor. If you look at my past and look at some of the thoughts I still have, he ain't gonna be no pastor because, he'd be a roughneck pastor. I'd be real if I was in that position. You wouldn't have to wonder if I was a pastor struggling with lust. I would tell you, listen, y'all, I'm a man and I can't help but see what I see. I don't intend to step down. If you want me to, I will. But you all better wear some loose stuff. I don't need to see these booties and cleavage and legs up in the front row. Y'all need to stop. Help me, and I'll do my best to help you. Who does that? You find out after they had about 13 babies over the last 5 years with different people. They've been running through y'all in the name of the Lord. And what is it that many of us sisters, we got this Jesus thing so embedded in our subconscious mind. Even some of us who are not in the church but had dealings with the church from young, but it impacted our subconscious mind so strong. I'll keep it decent, but I'll say this. When you reach the highest of heights, when you're approaching that moment, and you feel so good, what do you say? You don't even give the credit to the man you with. You're talking about old Jesus. What? If I was that brother on top of you or behind you or under you, whichever way you like it, 68, 69, 68 and I owe you one, whatever it is, and you call up the next man's name, I'm looking for that brother, or I'd leave you alone. This is how bad off we are. But today's church is an imposter on what it was, and what it was deception. But we utilized it to meet with each other. We utilized it that time to soothe each other. We knew that we would get unconditional love because we lived under the threat of death 7 days a week, but with that day, it was reduced. That should be the church coon dance. Make up some steps. Finger up. You a coon. You love the slave master so much, he's not even in the church no more like that. But you're still putting your finger up. You're telling me you a slave. You're telling me you live in fear. Fear don't taste good, y'all. I'm sorry. I'm going to walk as a man. I'm going to resonate and exude the power that I have. Too bad that the next man who don't look like me don't have that power. Go back to your God and ask him for more. I'm sorry. And really, I'm not. It's funny. But if he made you that way, then you insecure. Don't put your insecurities on me. This is why they get a sick thrill of watching our power against each other. Bloodsuckers. I love the sport of boxing for the athletic part of it, for the strategic part of it. But on the other hand, I'm beginning to get disgusted with what I see. I'm beginning to get disgusted at what it has become as a sport. And yes, we have all races that participate in it, but there's a special kind of thrill that those rich white men who buy up the front row, they want to see blood. They want to see two brothers use this power that either one of them has so much more than they do against each other and turn us against each other. And nobody put a gun to their head to participate in this sport. But why is it that those who are in the sport usually end up broke while those who run the sport are multi-millionaires and billionaires? And they still go on and never catch a blow and have your money in their pocket, 30% that you have to pay the promoter or manager. And they take out all of this stuff and you have to pay training fees and you have to take care of this out of your money and you're left with very little. And nobody teaches you about finance, and they don't teach you about finance because why would they teach someone who is ignorant to it to realize that, wait a second, there's something not fair here. This is why you have lawyers and those lawyers who make good money, because most lawyers do not make good money. We hear lawyer and we think money. I hear lawyer and I'm quite sure you might still be in debt while you're a public defender in a county jail making pennies on the dollar, less than the correction officers and the deputies and police officers that work there. I know a few lawyers who have gone on to become so-called law enforcement because it paid better. But the bottom line is we've got to lift off this deception of religion. But back in the day, as rough as it is, the reason why the church was more authentic because we had no choice. And I would say it wasn't because it was a church in that hierarchy, that European thing, which is no good at all. But it's because when we went there, we had each other. We had each other. What happened in 2020 where we don't have each other? Why is it that we have more and more churches dotting the landscape in our communities and beyond, yet we are so disconnected? You know, when you have a threat of death hanging over your head, you become friends real quick. You become close real quick. But now that we don't have that, or think we don't have that over our heads anymore, we don't care. It's become a Saturday night replacement from the club and the concerts and the celebrity worship. So that being said, we're worse off than we ever been. We don't have each other. We have this thing called social media, which makes us antisocial. Now they have this thing pushed on us called social distancing, because there's something to me, and as I was dozing off, missing out on the calls that I was supposed to make after the show, I said, wow, they're using this C word, Sister Rona. That's what we're going to call her on this channel, Sister Rona, or Brother Rona. We're not just trying to throw off on the female energy, but Rona doesn't sound like a man's name. And with these rainbow flags around here, I might be insulting someone. Well, yes, it is. I want to call myself Rona. Well, go ahead. You lost. I'll take this brother over that other one who's gone. And I'm not going to lie, not to change the subject. I go on Periscope, and I'm broadcasting on Periscope right now, too. And sometimes I get responses and stuff sent to me, and where did you find us? Periscope. So sometimes I go around and look, and Periscope is a funny, to me, it serves no purpose. It's just straight entertainment and amusement. Bored people most of the time. Lots of church services. But nobody really goes on there like that overall. But I pulled up, and I think I mentioned it the other day, this big black linebacker looking dude with a beard and a rainbow colored wig sitting out in front of his apartment door in Miami, South Miami, and the street was right there. So he like, what's up? What's up? Church? How could you be anything to us as value today and you let this kind of mental illness go on like this? I mean, I'm not concerned about other people. I'm concerned about my people. And when you see a doctor, a real doctor, not that I have a European certificate that says I'm a doctor, but that person from the motherland who was gifted to know and studied and knows the plants and how to heal instead of to hide the symptoms with synthetic substances. And you go on thanking a doctor, and he's in a practice. The shaman out there, like Dr. King, who knows who is the real thing, ain't no practice. It's perfect, because nature is perfect. And you say there's nothing perfect. Right. In this system, the European system, ain't nothing perfect, nowhere near it. But you're going to say and insult your creator, not his God that he gave you, but the real creator that has the real power. When that lightning starts dropping, and that ain't his God. That's your creator. And if you fall in line with nature In the creation of the Creator, you can walk out in a lightning storm and not one bolt of lightning hits you. You can walk out when there's a tornado. And if you're so connected with nature, that tornado in its essence and in its power realizes that you're exempt. And here comes that tornado will leap over your house, not touch it, and drop down somewhere else. When the floods come, the flood will go right on around you. If you had a so-called wild lion around you, running up on you because he sees you as a meal, he'll know that you're in tune and come down and sit next to you and lick your toes and look up at you while you pet him. This is something I know in my heart. There are things that Dr. King told me that, yes, we can share these things. And sometimes we have to share these things one-on-one and not broadcast them over. If you remember when we were in Maryland in January and I was recording his lecture, he said, listen, this part, you got to cut it. And I respect that. And I told him ahead of time, whatever parts that you don't want me to record and put out there, let me know. Let me know, because I'm not going to violate any one of us that has knowledge, divine knowledge, so that the enemy can go out there and see it. Oh, this is what they're talking about. Let's try that, because we have so many of them. When you're going out to the motherland, they don't mind those who are born in the motherland who come here and go back, as long as you talk about Jesus. That's one of the things that's attacking our people over there. And like meat tenderizer, is softening up our minds before we're cooked. That's why they send so many missionaries over there. But you got issues over here with black people, but you don't want to deal with that. Not that they have to, because they're the enemy, but they want to soften their minds a couple of generations and make it fair seeming, so that if you're in Ghana or Nigeria and you are 2 or 3 generations a Christian and you have this inclusive love for everyone, no, it might be a few white people, but it's not all of them. Well, if it's not all of them, how come the rest who don't have certain things on site to do with certain things, why are they so quiet? Because they're on code and therefore they sign off on it. Their silence is signing off on the crap that is done to us, the murder of us, the poisoning of us, the snatching up of our children and us for organ theft. And they sign off on it. And they might catch you by yourself, away from the others, and, I really don't believe in this. This is so terrible, so and so. But as soon as their coworkers or their friends come around, they go back on code. Can't you see? You run behind them licking their anus and talking about they love you. Yeah, I said it. Is anus a curse? You go to your doctor, if you have pain in your anus, you say anus, right? I mean, some of you who are the more effeminate of us males probably have roots in the planet Uranus. If there's a gay planet with a gay name, that's it right there. I come from the planet Uranus. But some of us are so off. And that's why they're over there in the motherland using Christianity, using these plain Jane white missionaries who they always smiling. But guess what? When they see a Negro like me, they know he's not buying it. He's not buying it at all. We got to discredit him and get rid of him. This nigga's crazy. He's out here every day on the internet talking this stuff. And some people are listening. And he doesn't have a degree from our schools. He's not acknowledged by us. And they love him. Thumbs it down. I'm not controlled by you. Meaning those out there, I'm not afraid of you. I'm not paying you no mind. I'm a regular dude. Drove the bus for so many years, worked in prisons and jails for so many years, and worked on security on TV shows for so many years. So the experiences I've had made me in a special way to do what I do. I don't need a teleprompter. I don't need a script. I just came out here and plopped my stuff down and started talking. Maybe I'm crazy. Maybe you're listening to a crazy man. But in this world, they will call you crazy when you don't follow like the flock, when you don't follow like the sheep. And there are a lot of wonderful people who are misled who are in the church today. But sooner or later, you're going to have to wake up and put your energies into something that's going to last beyond your life. Giving up on your mind, giving up on your purpose, just to feel good that you tossed a few dollars in the offering plate. I paid my tithes. Is that it? Where are they going? Who's using it? Most often, that pastor is taking that tithe money and going right on downtown and giving it to the person who doesn't look like us. And this is why that pastor usually may be in organizations where they have secret handshakes. And he knows that he cannot help you really and truly. And this is why we have churches dotting the landscape of the black community in neighborhoods that have not changed. And I say this because I've seen it time and time again. You have these women or sisters, grandmothers, aunts, cousins, mothers, daughters, with the big, wide, wavy church hat. Saved and sanctified. Stepping out their caddies. I mean, we have all kind of luxury cars now down here in the South. There's some people who ain't never letting that caddy go because they couldn't afford it back in the day. So they're going to get themselves a caddy. Or whatever kind of luxury car you step out of now because you're blessed and highly favored. But are the rest of your people blessed and highly favored? That is your work, to just play pretend that you're blessed and highly favored? You might have a cancer growing up inside of you from all that bad food you're eating. Constipated with food inside of you from 3 Thanksgivings ago that never came out. Blessed and highly favored. Your people are being killed and shot. Your daughters are being raped. We're being poisoned. Hospitals now today, because of the C word, they've always been the slaughterhouses of black people. But I've said this before. With all of the organ theft going on and finding our kids with newspaper stuffed inside their bodies, it's not the guy, the crackhead down the block who fixes the brakes for you in his driveway cheap. He's not stealing nobody's organs. When we have these drive-bys and our young men being shot and killed, and they take the body straight to the hospital, and we're so full of grief. And I know I'm talking loud, so every day that comes, there's a guy who trims his hedges. As they peek over and they see, well, I gotta, you may hear it, but it's not going to be that loud. They don't know that. This is a special microphone. Across the street. Knock yourself out. You're not ever going to stop me. But they do these things. Look, when they steal organs, what do you think they're going to take it? Do you think that when a car is stolen, they drive it to the back of a Walmart and take the parts? No, they take it to a chop shop that's equipped. And a lot of these garages, a lot of these mechanics, they're chop shops. We know that up in New York City. And you can get something cheap. You can even put an order out. I need parts for a Toyota. I need an engine. I need this. A Toyota Corolla 1998. Hey, bro, we got it for you. How much is it going to be? Boom, boom, and that's it. Well, with organs and body parts, do you know every room of that hospital underground? Do you know what's going on? When you see a doctor rolling in stuff, or people who look like medical personnel who have IDs to go to sensitive parts of that hospital, what that is for? I mean, if a young black man or young black woman who caught a stray bullet is laying there dying, well, you have everything you need to go in there and get them organs that's worth so much money. And I don't feel as though every single doctor is in on this, but many are. And those who don't know that there's something going on that they can't talk about. Something that, listen, you need to keep your mouth shut on this. You catch a glimpse of things. Doctors have called me up. Block the number. Listen, SCURV, I got the number blocked for a reason. I just want to say that that show you did and you had that person call in, well, it's true. Say, who are you, bro? Doesn't matter. Okay, cool. Tell me more. I'm not going to reveal anything. You can call me. And I suggest many who are out there, if you want to call and change your voice and say, Lance, let's do a little show. Let me talk for 2 minutes. I don't care if it's 2 minutes and you can tell me what's really going on. You don't have to say who you are. You can block your number. You can, if you want to really tell it, go ahead and get another Metro PCS number other than your regular number, because I can't trace you. The government can, right? Get that other number. Get it for a month with a different number and block it and call me up. Change your voice, right? There's a lot of ways of doing it. I'm not going to sell you out. I'm not your enemy. I would like to hear on many levels, whether it's in the church or religion, the medical field, the political arena. I want to hear from those who are really in it and have stuff to tell, that they may not be sworn to secrecy, but they fear for their life, but it's bothering them. They want to tell it, but they know. Like there are many, like the Vidant Medical Center. What is it, up in North Carolina? We did a show, and a young lady, my sister, didn't pull punches about how they murdered her daughter. And she has all kind of lawsuits now that they're stretching out. In other words, we're going to stretch this lawsuit out beyond your resources and beyond the time we feel you're going to be on this earth. And she is harassed and gang stalked. We have a lot of people who are gang stalked because they were on jobs and did the right thing when they were told to do the wrong thing. And we have a lot of people who are gang stalked who are a little, I'm not going to say that initially, but I get all those phone calls. If you only knew. If you can have my phone for just an hour, you'd walk away like perplexed. Oh my God, I can't believe I heard that. You'd be on the verge of a nervous breakdown, for real. You know, because there's a lot of things going on out here, but our communication has been cut. But today's church, it's worthless. It's doing nothing. It's leading you to slaughter. So don't think I'm beating around the bush. It's doing nothing for us as black people. They may have those couple of almost stale turkeys that they put out there that might be GMO that they give to you, or that stale bread that a bakery wants a tax write-off and they give it to you, and the date that you're supposed to use it was like 3 months ago. Oh, this bread good, but what's this green stuff on it? And you feel that they're giving you something back, but they never stand up for you. The pastors out here never say, you know what, let's get together with other pastors. We are sick and tired about what's going on with our people. Let's have some type of collective where we can save up money, and we have lawyers here on point that have committed their area of expertise for free to represent our brothers who are innocent and we know are innocent. Let's really do something. What are they doing now? They don't want you to go to the next church because you're going to be really up under the next pimp. They don't want you going to a different faction of the same religion. They want to keep you locked in and milk you and suck you of your life force and suck you of other juices that ooze out of your body if you let them. And after it's all said and done, you're no better off. 2020, and we are still looking up to the sky when we should be looking within ourselves. And incrementally, that's my word, incrementally, that reduces the stress of a task that seems so huge. Incrementally, bite-sized pieces. Babies are not supposed to eat meat anyway, none of us are. But do you hand a whole steak to a child and he got 2 teeth in his head? What's he gonna do? You're not supposed to give it to him anyway. But whatever the church was back in the day was better than it was today, because it wasn't about this particular pastor or that particular pastor. When we got there, we dealt with the issues that hung over our head. We sung out our pain. We cried, we laughed, we danced, We knew we were going through stuff, but we made it through as a people, not because of the white man's church that he gave us, that structure, but because of the resiliency that we had at that time. Because see, he understood how strong we were, and some of us are. But back in that time, I'll say were because it was the past tense in that time. And he knew that we had such a strong spirituality and sense of spirituality and African spirituality that not only were we physically imposing, could you imagine these Caucasians eating the food that they ate, and they saw these brothers out there eating nothing but natural food in the sun, plugged in, strong. I saw it. I saw brothers out there, and I'm not no homo looking at nobody, but I got to give credit where credit's due. I know dudes who are on cycles of steroids now and taking all this whey protein and STH, somatotrophic growth hormone, and all of this stuff, and couldn't shake a stick to some of those brothers out there in the motherland, out there a little more way out into the country, away from the big cities. They're letting their stomach hang, and it couldn't hang. All you saw was a six-pack, and they weren't even flexing it. They just like that. The pec line. You see, in physique, you know all these little things to look for to tell if a person's fat. That line under the pec, under the chest, sharp. Because when you get fat, it gets faded because it covers up. I saw no man boobs out there. No man boobs. And the sisters, not to just push them down to just a physical thing, but the bodies they had were nothing short of incredible. And I'm saying that from a physique level, not a lust level. And it let me know that they were connected. So could you imagine when these pale, weak, like Minister Farrakhan said in the song, his back was too weak, he needed you, black man. His back was too weak, he needed you, black man. He couldn't have done what he made you do. He couldn't have done that himself. Working in the sun? Rednecks, that's where the term comes. And they sitting up on the porch with their rifles, and they can't see how we can be out in the sun working. Like we plugged into something more. Of course we are. That's why they're trying to block the sun now, because we're on to the thing that we need the sun, and it's a source of power for us. So they had to take away that direct African or Aquabulan or original man motherland. We ain't gonna fuss over names. But that thing that the creator, the real creator, gave us. So we didn't have a creator before he came around to give us a Bible? And then you have some, oh, no, it's us, and we had it first and whatever. So what about Kemet? All the similarities of things they took from that and mixed it up like a chicken in a shake and bake bag and fried it and said, here it is. And we looking at it like it's something new. And like that leftover that we give the dogs mixed in with some of the new food, we eat it as though it's a new plate. But our sense of spirituality and connectedness to each other with the things that we did, the rituals, righteous rituals that we did, thinking as a village and as a collective, that unity, he realized he had to break that down. So he couldn't pull us away from that. So what he did over time was come up with something new. A replacement that he eased in there, just like that leftover food that the dog didn't want, but you put something new in it and repackage it to redirect what you felt inside. So over the generations, we were watered down more and more while still looking to the sky for this thing that he said, while feeling something that had nothing to do with that thing he gave us. We are spiritual people coming out the box that don't have nothing to do with a limited religion. Coming out the box. Like Brother Quaker likes to say, you take a young child, black child, and play some music with some bass and some drums, and that kid comes out and got a certain rhythm, just body just moving a certain way. And people come up, Caucasians, did you ever take that child to school? No, he just likes to dance. Little Becky and little Megan, we've been taking them to school for years, and they can't hold a step or a beat for nothing. But that's our spirituality. That's our soul. We're living and we're breathing, but we're sucking on something that's not feeding us back. We're eating the food that doesn't give us back. And trust me, food has a lot to do with our spirituality. When you eat a good, clean meal that was grown out of the ground and in nature, not acid rain, but real rain. Not this genetically modified stuff, but the real stuff that has seeds in it, that has the promise of life in it. Like any relationship that is true and righteous, it has the promise of life. One man going up in the anus of another does not produce life. It is death. It is a GMO relationship that results in nothingness. You can say, but love is love. And that's not love. Love produces life. Love, life. That's why the two words come together and sound alike. And when you have one, you don't have to look too far for the other. If you have or living a true life, you have love in it. When you have true love, it's life. When you love your wife, when you love your husband, yeah, you're going to have trials and tribulations. You're going to have challenges. But even the plants growing up in nature, they have challenges. Every seed sometimes doesn't grow. You have a plant that's coming up. What kind of plane is this? Turn this around, y'all. Flying low. Look at that. Can you see it? What kind of plane is that? See, I'll pull this thing up. That one wasn't a normal plane. I don't know. Maybe you didn't see it clear. Maybe I had it off angle. But that time when it came low, and it was probably like 30 feet above the house, and I could see the dude in the passenger. It was two passengers, and it was an old military plane, and there was no window on the side, and they were going real slow, but the engine was so heavy. I'm like, what is this? And they looked right at me, going slow, real low. You never know. Let me move these comments down, and I'm sorry if I missed anything anybody said. I'm just kind of ranting. Yeah, that's the overseer. They could see me good because they were pretty low. You know? Where was I? I'm going to catch them all. The regular ones I know, but those like that, just driving around like cars real low in the sky, getting their photos, and, you know, who knows what they want to drop on this house. But I move around so much these days, we do it slick. Get out of here, bug. But anyway, I am not going to stay as long as I did yesterday. I want to. I want to stay twice as long as I did yesterday, but we know that under this curfew that's here in Central Florida, that, and maybe not every area, but we have but a limited time to get certain things done because we still have to deal with the outside world. And I look down, yeah, Ray, yes, you're right, we're protected. That's why I moved that way. Crop duster, yeah, Arlene Porter. Yes, man, Candy. Little Becky has been taking dance lessons for years, and all she can do is this. They got their little ways, but don't ever try to dance with a white girl. Please, brothers, don't even mess with them. I'm saying, don't dance. Hey. It's like, what are you doing? Stepping all over my feet, elbows hit me in the face. You need hips to really get down and dance. Our sisters have that. And it's funny watching them try to whine and twerk. Those who are going to take twerking lessons. You got nothing to twerk with. So they built like Gumby. And the ones who have got their injections and do their kickbacks and try to, it ain't nothing like a sister, so try to give it up. And you were the same ones making fun of our sisters. Their backsides are too big. Look at those big lips. But now you paying for something you made fun of from us because you know we're the real thing. But the point I wanted to make, finish it up before I go, before our little crop duster friend came around, and he came at an angle like I could see the plane just looking at me, you know, because I had my stuff sitting up here, and it's like, who does that? I bring it, take my time, take it apart, put it together, because I want to be outside. I want to get my sun. He's violating. You had too many hours of sun, there's overage. But our sense of spirituality has been redirected, and now we feel as though we're on the right path, but we're not. This thing called Christianity can't contain our spirituality. It's too small for us. It's like an 8-year-old trying to wear a suit that he had from when he was 5 years old. You know what I mean? Is he back? Well, that's another one. That's one of the more regular ones. So we're in this thing, but it doesn't do anything for us because it's lifeless. It's not connected to anything. If you're a true person of true spirituality, you have a connection with nature. And it's funny that the connection that we're supposed to have with the sun, that's the very thing that we're supposed to have, the SUN. But when you go in their way, you're inside, away from the physical sun, and they have a picture of a white man that they call the SON. Do you have a relationship with the sun? Yes, the relationship I have with the sun is Jesus. He is the giver of all life. But when I look out at the sun, I say, wait a second. Doesn't the sun do and is the real thing the giver of all life? That the plants feed off of this? It regulates so much, and there are things about the sun that we as black people don't even know about, but it nourishes us. When you're out in the sun all day, you may come in a little drained, a little thirsty, but you vibrating like a fully charged battery. But stay out the sun and see how bad you feel. But here they come. Oh, the sun will give you cancer. Where's all the cancer patients in the motherland and all the countries that are around the equator with people who look like us? Where are they? It's you. It ain't me. And there's always some white folks fighting hard to tell us that the sun is bad for us. If it's bad for you, don't try to say it's bad for me. Your enemy is my friend. But you don't want us to get those advantages. So you can't reach the sun to snuff it out. So you're going to try to block it. How are you going to do that, fool? Because you don't want to have us to have what's promised to us and the powers that come from that. So there's other things that you try. Well, we can have them have the bad food in their neighborhoods, and we'll have Dollar General and Family Dollar and these places with this lifeless corn syrup and high fructose corn syrup and glucose and gluten. We'll kill the babies off while they fiend for this stuff like drugs, because their FDA, Food and Drug Administration, said if we knew then what we know now about sugar, we would classify it as a drug. So does that mean that it's not a drug because they forgot to do that? No, it is a drug. Ban sugar from your diet. The sugar you should be having is a sugar that comes from nature, in the fruits. And then you have some doctor, well, it breaks down the sugar anyway. Well, guess what? It doesn't rush your system as fast because it has fiber. And that sugar that's natural with the other things that are supposed to be there in the presence of sugar makes it digest slow because it has fiber. And your system doesn't get it, like when you have these juice drinks with 10% real juice in it, which I doubt, but it's sugary and the food coloring, and we drink it down. And there's nothing to slow down its digestion, so all the sugar in it rushes our system. That's why even though they say orange juice is good for you, if it's freshly squeezed with all of the pulp, so that when you digest it, it's slowed down a bit. But this Tropicana or bright and early fake stuff, this Tropicana who they say it's good and it's not from concentrate, but doesn't matter. It's homogenized, it's pasteurized, it's heated and cooked. The life force is cooked out of it. So all you have now is something that came from a natural source, but it's processed and it still rushes your body with sugar. Even though it's natural sugar, it doesn't have the B vitamins in it that are needed to digest that sugar. So this is something I know. So when you eat a candy bar that is void of all nutrition, and you put the sugar in you, and you need B vitamins that are water soluble, that leave out of your system easy with sweat and with exertion, as it should. Where is it going to get the B vitamins to allow it to be digested? It's going to leach it from your body. So we think that we can replace it by taking a pill, but we can only absorb so much at a time. And what I mean to say is that leave their processed foods alone, because that's another way of attacking your spirituality. We got some old silent planes flying over us now. That's why down in Florida we have so many of these crashes, and these guys break the rules and fly too low and don't see certain things that are sticking up, and some of them fly at night too low. But instead of trying to justify your indulgence in his religion, in his way of eating, in his way of thinking, release all of that and come back home. Even if you're physically not in the motherland. And the motherland has a lot of challenges going on right now because of the infiltration of the colonizer and the European mindset. And those of us now who like that chemical that a roach gets on and goes back to the nest, and he is infected with this chemical, and he brings it back to the nest and kills off the nest. Well, we'll have some of us go back and say, yes, we've been feeling this strain from the colonizer. And they don't say colonizer, they don't say European. But I found something here called Bible that will be our answer. And we bring it back to the nest. We bring it back to our people. And we help to kill them off slowly. Kill off who they really are. They might be alive with a heartbeat, but they're dead spiritually. They have no life. They have no sense of nature and connectedness to all things good around them. They have no relationship with the sun. So when they tell you, do you have a relationship with the Son of God? No, I have a relationship with the Son of the Creator. The one who created me and all of this, who provides everything I need. Everything, if we just think we have it all around us. We're given free food if we cultivate the land and leave it alone. I'm going to rip all this down and have a multiplex over here and a mall over there, and it's going to make me money. But you're killing the earth. Why is it that in a place like Florida, we have to look now in the populated areas for fruit, for vegetables? They've robbed that and taken all of that away. Imagine all day long you're around mangoes. You leave all of them. You just eat one and you're good. You keep all around. Imagine you can walk. Okay, look at it this way in your brainwashed state. Imagine you can walk into a supermarket and whatever you need, you take it off the shelf. And it's free. You wouldn't have to hoard it down now, would you? Because you know it's there. So, this is what it is in its original state. Our Creator has provided everything for us. We can knock off a couple of plants to make an area where we can build a structure. But do you need to build a 17-bedroom mansion? Build what you need. Like Brother Kwaku says, if you have to pull up 2 trees, plant 5 more back. Have a relationship with the Creator and a relationship with the Son. They don't want you to know that. So they use the lingo a certain way. And even behind the picture in the stained glass window in that church that's behind that black pastor, even if they put a little color in it, it ain't happening for you. And we're looking up into the sky for something else to come through, and we ignore that very thing that the white man tells us is going to give us cancer. No, we'll get cancer if we don't get the sun. You want to heal yourself up and prevent? Now, some of us are too far gone in our indulgence of these chemicals and these toxic substances and these GMO foods. But if you come out the box a certain way, a young black child, you keep them in that sun. You keep them with real alkaline water. You keep them with a relationship with that sun. And that white Jesus behind them, he has this light behind him. That's the thing you should be looking to go after. Because he sees the power in it and knows that he has no power, so they've inserted him between the sun in the sky that radiates life, and now you look into that one who's eclipsing the sun, and you're thinking it's him that's giving you that. Oh, it's a beautiful day today. Thank you, Jesus. I don't see him, but I see the sun. The sun is there every day, unfailing, and it helps these plants to grow. And it's giving me not just vitamin D, they want to reduce it. Sun, vitamin D. We got to get out of that mentality. Well, I went to GNC today, and I went to the person who works there, and I asked them, what is it that I can take because of, I want to lose, your body is not something that you push a button, take this for that. That's the substitute, like the religion is. Go to the source. I didn't see no GNCs out in Africa. Their GNC was all around them. I didn't see very many gyms. The kids playing out in the open, happy, soaking in the sun, playing with each other, loving each other, teeth white, strong, bones strong. The teeth is an indication of your bones. Your teeth are falling out, then something's wrong going on unseen. You don't have to be a genius to know that. So we need to stop thinking like this European or the way he wants us to think, because he knows our stuff, but he can't be that because he wasn't born that. He gave you the substitute church then. We made the best of it because it turned us in on each other. And now that we're free now, and we can use the toilet next to white folks, and we can kiss white girls and have sex with them as they push interracial porn. So now the slave master's daughter now is, oh, look, ooh, it can happen. See? They got our minds all screwed up. We got to redirect our energies, all of it, back to our sisters. We are fighting against generations and generations and countless generations of brainwashing, of rewiring. We don't hate anybody who is our brother and sister who is blinded by this thing called church. But we have to look past it now. I'm not here to fight. I'm not here to argue with you. I know I'm going to get the comments and you're blaspheming and you're going to go to hell and all of this stuff. But I kind of think from what I see, we're already there. We're already in hell. What does your God, your European God, has to say about how we're living? Does he care? He don't care. He's allowing those who look like those so-called prophets, who they got the spelling wrong. Prophet, they say it's Prophet. But I say, for them, that when they see us, it's Profit, prophet, as in prophets with money. In the Seventh-day Adventist Church, they have a black council and a white council, but everybody's paying their money. And where does that money go to? Religion, Advent Hospital. Well, you paying your tithes and all your life, and you get sick and you can't go to the hospital and not have to pay nothing after all the years you've been paying? Who are these people who are over these organizations and charities who make so many millions of dollars, or even hundreds of thousands of dollars as the person running it? And when they take a trip, Red Cross, and they go into other places that have disasters, do you think they go out there with those people who are in the disaster like they're caring? They damn sure videotape that or film that and put the commercial up there like, I'm going to give my money to help them in a 5-star apartment. I'm sorry, I was thinking apartment when I saw the sign over there. Hotel, accommodations, first-class flight, and they pick and go way out to an area where the kids look so hungry because of what those same people did, those Europeans, to make it a war-torn nation, a particular country in Africa. 54 countries, y'all. 54. A lot of them are under attack because of the resources. And they're not under attack where the white man goes in there and just moves the niggers away. Now, I'm not saying that's what they are, but that's what they call us. because we got religion. We move away quick. Okay, you look like Jesus, so we'll listen to you. And they give two sides who are in a tribal dispute weapons so they can kill each other now. And they sit back. Like when they're watching a boxing match, let the niggas kill each other off for our pleasure and for our advancement. And when it all happens, they move on in. And you have little hungry kids who are pulled out of their natural atmosphere. And now they want to bring in their charities as saviors. That after all the hell you did, you want to come back and help. That's like a rapist breaking through your window, raping your daughter, knocking her unconscious, climbing out that same window, and then coming back as a medical worker in the ambulance and saying, what do we have here? We need to help her out. Yes, it seems as though she was raped. This is what they do. The powers that be are like that crackhead who steals something from your house unknowingly. They steal something from your house and come back and look at you, and you say, man, I can't find my wallet. And they come in, you don't know really that they're a crackhead, and they come and try to help you find it. They know what they did. They speak out of both sides of their mouth. The Native Americans, the originals here, I don't want to say aboriginals because it's like you're abhorring something. After they use those up that they call Indians in a mistaken way when they thought they found India, aboriginal. And wherever we are, it could be Australia, aboriginal, I abhor you. No, I'm the original and I abhor you, Johnny come lately. What records are you on this planet before a few thousand years ago? Where did you come from? You messed up the party. You're a troublemaker. That's like that kid in school who always wanted to mess something up. You sitting there vibing with the other classmates and here they come and want to mess everything up. Get out of here. You're not invited to this party. But they use their religion because now we got to have a relationship with the sun. So we pay that sun no mind and we run behind them like they're the gods. They got us good. And they put the people who look like us as pastors and they're celebrities. It's the business of Jesus. Didn't T.D. Jakes say that? That Jesus is a business. It sure is. And you ain't getting none of my business. And you want to tell me I'm going to go to hell. The heaven that we've created for ourselves in our household and in our existence did not come from their paper-thin, cardboard cutout God that is less than this that I have. We see fences now, and yes, we have one. You want to keep them out. But you go back to the motherland like I saw with my own eyes, and you had homes, and you have some modern homes that have fences around it because of the mentality that people are bringing. And so this is why I say when you go to the motherland to live, don't bring this European mentality. Bars over the windows and fences and stuff, you should know not to come in to violate. You'll get what you're looking for, but why should we live like we're living in a prison? That's their way of thinking. They want to conquer and get the surveyor and measure, and your property went an inch over my land, our land, fool. Why can't it be an our thing? Why can't it be that we have a giving heart with everybody around us? What a joy it is to, you may know somebody who may have a lot of money, but it doesn't matter. Brother, let me take you to dinner. Let's go out. Be my brother, be my sister. I'm not trying to get between your legs. I just want to spend time with you. I'm not doing this to get something from you down the line. We share this moment and we don't know in our mission how much time that we're assigned. Like my brother Sunra told me over the phone after the show when he called. He said it shouldn't be about the past. We need to remember it, yes, so we don't repeat things. But it shouldn't be about the future. And yes, we need to plan for our future. But what he was saying is what we have is the now. Why don't we try to live like that? Where we have what is now. What can I do now? And life is a series of nows. So why are we wasting on now on things we can't change from the past, but can learn from, that we can correct in the now so that the future will be all right? If you do what you're supposed to do now, the future is all right. We plan, we want to spend our direction a certain way, but what are we doing now? My favorite word now, incrementally. Everything you do brings you closer to your goal or further away from it. We can do 9 things that bring us closer to a goal in a day and do one thing that's so huge that knocks us 50 steps back. So everything that you do now should complement the later that will be there as a now. So therefore, worry is a word that should not be in your vocabulary. You show concern for the now. Worry is out of control. What if this and what if that? Even like what's going on now, there is one way things are going to transpire or try to on a negative level. And if we concern ourselves with the now, the future will be okay. And we don't have to worry or walk around worrying, knocking on knees. We spend too much time in front of the mind control box of TV, and it's mind screwing, and I use the word screwing instead of the F word, mind screwing all of you all so good. Trump said this, and look at all these cases, and it's growing. But the brothers and sisters I know who have Facebook, maybe they will say, well, this one passed in my family, and they said they had it, but how do you know that's what they had? What happened to the regular flu? Like I like to say, COVID came around like, listen, Pops, you've been around for centuries. You've been doing some good work. But sit down, I got this. Oh, really? I've been working so hard. Thank you, COVID. You mad cool. Let me take you out to dinner sometime. No, I've always admired you, and I'm here now, and I'm going to kill off more niggers than I can possibly. And then you go to the hospitals, and it's like they have this incentive to call it that. You could have any old thing, and all of a sudden it's that. But I don't see on Facebook all of these people dying. Why don't I see it reflected on Facebook on my timeline? Oh, yesterday I lost my son. Oh, yesterday I lost my grandmama. Oh, yesterday I lost this and I lost that and I did this and did that. Oh, so and so. Where are the funeral processions? Driving. Oh, that's the 5th funeral procession I saw today. That COVID is a mother. I don't see it. I'm just telling you what I don't see. They say it's in the black community and it's killing us off, and we're the ones who are, you know, eating bad and living wild, and maybe it might be something else. Am I saying it doesn't exist? Probably does. They have all kind of flus out there. Maybe this one is engineered. Maybe this one is one that has always been around, but they're calling it that. And in the hospitals, when you go there, you know, you can die from bleeding out from a cut. Oh, it's the COVID-19. Didn't they do the same thing to us? Woman wants to say she was raped. She knew she loved that black stuff because once you go black, you never come back. And when her husband would go to work at night, she'd make that call, leave that back door open, as well as leaving the back door open and the front. And they do their thing. But he doesn't like it anymore. He wakes up from that. He doesn't want to be involved anymore. Now he becomes that nigga. Now she calls one night. She wants him over there one more time. Leroy, please. This is Megan. This is Brady. This is Becky. I understand your need to move on, but I really would like to see you one more time. And so he says, well, I can see that. It wasn't bad, but I'm ready to move on. But one for the road won't hurt. You go on thinking like that. And before or as you get to that front door, she's making the call. And she jumps your bones and gets you into bed and all your clothes are off. And she tells the police that you usually leave the back door unlocked. Please come in through the back. There's a rapist here. And I'm in fear for my life. And you who were involved on the slide with this woman who you thought, you're doing this thing and it ain't right, but she's civil-minded. Here you are with your black behind, your face plastered all over, embarrassed, caught up. And whatever shade of black you are, the news media will always make it darker, because darker is worse. Like they did OJ when they put him on the cover of Time magazine. I believe that's what it was. Say, yo, that's OJ? Damn, he been in the sun a whole lot, right? So they never do us right. And that's what they're doing with this C word virus. They get the blame for everything. So now, and I'm going to end it after this because I said it about 30 minutes ago. So now as they come in with their vaccines for something we don't have, there's something in that vaccine. The world says, well, if you have it, you need to take it. And there's death in that vaccine, if not a chip. And we're to take this. And some of us get led and believe these people. We don't have a relationship with nature, the sun, the plants that come out of the ground, the herbs, the leaves. There is nothing that is out here in nature that does not have a purpose. And not just by itself. Like I learned from Dr. Kang, you combine two things, it becomes something else for a specific ailment. You combine 3, 4, 5 things in certain proportions, it's there for you. But the European Western medical industry knows this, but they don't want you to know that because they'll be out of business. So this is a good way to kill us off. This is a good way to get rid of us, because if they say that, you know, you need this vaccination and then you get it, but we gave it to them too late, they died from coronavirus. Ain't that something? Just want to say they've been removing a lot of my videos where I have it tagged or the title coronavirus. I have a way of getting it back up on Vimeo. Vimeo, I'm like maybe 120 videos behind uploading from YouTube. Mr. SCURV, come over here and show your face. She's on the phone. I'm gonna go over there and snatch her like I tried to yesterday, but she's just too strong. But we need to think. We need to reason. We need to stop with this bad food and stay away from this religion and stay away from the promises of these politicians, because there's nothing good in it. We need to get back to our original way, restore ourselves to our original way, the way they say is primitive, but they can't keep away from our land, our birthright, and reject everything and wean ourselves incrementally back into full health. Because if you live in this system and believe in this system as an African, Akabulan, original of the planet, you will never be right. Like that woman at the church service, and they're taking pictures afterward, and they take a group shot of her with everybody else, and she's smiling, but she's really grimacing in pain because she's wearing the pretty shoes that she really wanted, but the shoe store only had a size less. But so, since she wanted those shoes so bad, she squeezed her foot down in it, and them feet are kicking, it's hurting her. So she's not smiling. She, I can't wait till I get up out of these shoes. They look good, but it don't feel good. And that's the way it is with religion. It may appear to be a certain way, but they redirect our African spirituality, our original spirituality, and we focus in on that. And we're not ourselves. So we got to come out of that. And that's the most common or uncommon sense I can share. If you can't see it, well, you get left back. I'm not any European professor. We all have something to share. And even their Bible says, and a child shall lead them. We need to have that childlike quality again. We need to cultivate that again. Just because we may be the ages that we are does not mean that we should cut off that side. Because if you can remember when you were a child, you had a more powerful, for the most part, sense of discernment. You know, we have adults and sometimes our parents or older brothers and sisters try to trick us. And then they'll hold up a box of cookies and say, hey, you want some cookies? And then you hand them the thing and there's nothing in there. Oh, you're tricking me. Where'd the cookies go? And they done took it and put it in the bag and fooled you. And after a while, you're like, nah, there's something, you're fooling me. You know it. The instinct, you have it. But it's been beat down into us. It's a lethal combination of the public school system, religion, to make sure that double threat and the triple threat of politics. 1, 2, 3, boom, 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 boom. You'd have knocked you out. You came out the box. You came out into life and didn't have a chance before you were bum rushed by these things that our parents oftentimes unknowingly pushed us into. And here we are sitting up in this church service, stuffed up in this suit, hot, choked up around the neck, all uncomfortable, watching these grown folks yelling about Jesus and Holy Ghost. Ghost? I want to be no way with no ghost. We can't wait to get out of there. We have a little watch and we keep looking at the watch, bow our heads in prayer and fall asleep. And we can't wait to run up out of there. Whew. We in the schools and they're teaching us about the great white founding fathers in the Renaissance period. Come on, man. Our whole existence was Renaissance. We are the creators that they got stuff from. But they want to push that they're the ones that we need to study these names and Plato and this one and the philosopher and all of this. Come on, man. They talk about King James. You don't even know who this King James is. You think it's some good man. Most would take Hitler before they take King James. But all of them are crooked. So you know what? To be free, leave it all alone. And like I said, today's church is an imposter of what it used to be, not because church was better in that doctrine. It's because in that place, we had a chance to turn in on each other in a righteous way, comfort each other because of the things that we were going through, and endure to another week. And when you saw your brother or sister in that church on a Sunday, and you went back out to the plantation in which you were still on, you didn't leave and drive in a car and go past Wendy's afterward or the all-you-can-eat joint. You were still on the plantation, but you never knew if this was the last time that you would gather together this way. And at least you had a chance to whisper things that were going on, things that we had to share with each other under the guise of religion. It's just like those in Haiti who adopted Catholicism and they had certain saints and this and that. It wasn't that they really adopted that. They put that as a covering for the real African spirituality that may be called voodoo or different names. But because of the European way, we looked out against that and we had to hide under cover with that. But that is what won the revolution. They don't want no Negroes winning the revolution. Against, what's his name, Napoleon? One who they honor as one of their greatest and sent him running? They don't teach that in school now, do they? So we might inquire, like, what is it that they knew and what is it that they did to help win that? That's what we need to get back to. So now, for those, I'm going to tell you, stop sending me these Jesus memes. When you send me a Jesus meme, if it gets through, because I blocked a few, I'm going to send you a voodoo meme when you send me one. Tit for tat. Tit for tat, tat for tit. You send me one, I'm going to send you one. We're going to play that game. I'm going to do it automatically. As soon as you say, boop, boop. Wait a second, how did he know? I know how to do them things. But anyway, I'm going to run. We've been here for an hour and 50 minutes. I'm not just one who's stuck up on time. I just thought I was going to be here for like 30 minutes or something. I told Mr. SCURV, because I do have to make some runs, and the heat feels good and the sun feels good. And so if I'm practicing what I'm preaching, I have to do it. So the show is an hour and 50 minutes. I've been out here an hour and 50 minutes out in the sun. Whenever you see this show, come on in the daytime, wherever you are, if you can, if it's possible. I know there's some who are taking care of parents, children who are on still their jobs, so you may not be able to do it. What kind of plane is that? Okay. All right. Hi, how you doing? Let me give you the finger too. Take a picture of that. Boy, I like that SCURV, but it's still kind of worldly. Yes, I am. That's the magic of me. You don't know what's going to come out my mouth. Anyway, I just want to say I love you all. I'm going to wrap this up. I haven't had a chance, like I said, because of the sun, to acknowledge the chat room. Ella G, thank you so much for being there. I would have to sit here and keep looking for trolls and stuff like that. But like I said, every day that things hit me and any day that Brother Kwaku has something hit him, we're going to come on and share it. And we have to do this every day. It doesn't have to be this once a week jam-packed, just a vibe where we connect. We let our energy flow, sometimes in a non-directional way. Social distancing, you'll never see it on the show. I want to increase our engagement. I want to say again, if you weren't on the show last night with Sister Keisha, you missed something. Listen to it. Don't cut off of it after the first 10 minutes because of what you say. Oh, she's talking. She really doesn't mind me saying this. We said it on the show. Oh, she's talking ghetto. She's cursing. Well, look at the people who come at you in your so-called church who curse you every day with their words and cursing you. What about that? This sister's genuine. She's on fire. She ain't stupid. And for those who are in the church, I will take her because her spirituality is over and above. She's intuitive. She's in touch. And she ain't got no damn fear like half of these punk Christians who hide behind scriptures and throw it at you, but they're not ready for war. They're not ready for revolution because we are in a war and act like we don't know it. Oh, that baby got shot, 17 years old. We got to pray because, we on the end days. Yeah, you in the end days because you ain't doing no damn thing for yourself. End days. European come around and wreck up our lives. We talking about end days. There ain't no end days. It's forever days. And that's why I take every day precious and I take this level of life and my mission seriously. And if you want to try to lose your life, you come and get my way from my mission because I'm not stopping and I don't have no fear. Ascend and transcend and transition to the next level with some punk and you're going to get rewarded for that? What did you do? Keep your face stuck in a book and looking up at the sky? There are all kinds of ways of war. And so much is being waged at us and we don't know. We take it, well, that's just the way things is. No. Anything that cramps your freedom, you must get rid of it. Anything that oppresses you, you must get rid of it. Immediately. You know if them shoes are too tight, you take them off quick, right? You know if that dress is too tight, you take it off. Well, not really. You ain't going to buy a dress like that if you have a sane mind, but if the dress is too tight, you might take it off at the pastor's house, right? That's when you take it off. Girl, you need to see me. You growing, eating them grits. Girl raised in the South. But anyway, it's been wonderful. It's been precious. And I want to say, I love my sisters. Salute to my warrior brothers. Together, when we come together, and yes, we can spell it C-O-M-E and C-U-M-E righteously. When we come together, because that's a righteous joining of energies. The power of the orgasm. The gift of that when you're doing right. When you know you're doing right with your home and your life and you're given that gift, you're given that feeling, but it should not just be about that. That's a promise of things to come. That's a beautiful thing. I'm embarrassed to say, but you don't like that? That thing feel good. It's a gift. And you lay back eating your mangoes and your woman is right there with you and you're bringing life. You're not some homo in a club late at night looking at some man's dookie shoot, lusting after that and not bringing life. Late at night, away from the sun. You should not be embarrassed to speak life and live life. I love life. I love to eat a mango. You know I love mangoes. I love to lay out in the sun. I love to feel a breeze. I love to give to my fellow man and my sisters, my brothers, the children, the elders. I love to engage with them. I love to go to the bathroom. It feels good. It's coming out, making room for more. There's joy in everything righteously. That's what I'm going to say, like some suppressed, oppressed Christian. Oh, well, that's sin. Ain't no sin. I love orgasms. I love to come. You don't love to come? Tell me in the chat room right now. You ain't got to say you like it, but tell me if you don't like it. I love it. That's one of the things that we should have in our life in the trenches as we forge forward in this war. But the enemy's going to stop that. They're having orgasms. Look at those booties on them, and they're enjoying themselves, and they're poor, but they're loving it. But life is much more than just that. But I have no problem about talking about things I need to talk about. I might offend some people, but then you might say, damn, I wanted to say that, but SCURV is crazy. He said it. Anyway, much love to you all. I'm going to get ready to skedaddle. And while I wrap things up, I'll play the other song and the songs. And like I said, the other songs I'm going to play, but I can't play popular music because they will give you a strike and shut your channel down and all of this good stuff. So until then, you understand. But we're going to be revamping a lot of intros and Melanin Envy and different things and graphics and stuff and giving it a good look, because I always love to give a freshening up so things don't look so dated. And doing things like this out in the backyard, you know. I mean, I could take this and go anywhere in the park and anywhere where there's a function or whatever. So let me know. And when travel opens up, we will start traveling again, because you saw, and I told you last year, that we're going to be doing a lot more traveling. But because of what happened, I probably would have hit like 8, 9, 10 different places by now. And show love to our people, just like the love bug is trying to get up on me. But anyway, I want you to have a very powerful rest of your day. And think about what it is that you're in and what is it doing for you on a good level. Is it something given to you by the European that is to corral who you are and limit you? Because again, you are a force of nature. Never forget that. Nature doesn't like the one who is trying to capture you and take you away from nature. So why are you running after him? Go back to nature. Go back to the powerful. Go back to the voodoo or whatever it is you want to call it. They want to claim that for them. 200 years from now, if they're still around, which we know that they got about 30 years before they're not the majority in this country. They're not the majority in the world. Again, this is why you need to think on a global level. You think on a global level, he ain't the majority. And he's really not the majority now, but there's too many of us checking the box saying that we're not who we are. We're not of African descent. We want to be everything else other than that. But those things will work themselves out, because certain things are inevitable. But we are slowing down that beautiful, inevitable reality that's supposed to come, because we're trying to be cool with everybody. But everybody ain't trying to be cool with us. When they need us, when they can use us, they act like they're down with us. But when they get what they want, they're gone. On that note, off to the next one. We'll be back later on, and I hope that you come on to the show tonight. Don't know what we're going to talk about yet. Don't know who we're going to have on. But whatever it is, it's going to be good. Peace, love, and revolution. And know that I love you all forevermore, even if you don't love me back.
My Lord is I lost my love. They're gonna move to the groove. Out of rhythm. My Lord is I lost my love. They're gonna move to the groove. Out of rhythm. My Lord is I lost my love. Lost my love. They're gonna move to the groove. Out of rhythm. My Lord is I lost my love. They're gonna move to the groove. Out of rhythm. My Lord is I lost my love.
You see what I'm saying?
Everybody's in fear though.
That's what I'm saying. So it's strictly a place of fear that we're operating from. And the fact is that we're not gonna get out of that place. And even sometimes when I speak, and some people will look at me and say, man, you gotta be careful of what you say. And I tell people, please do not tell me to be careful in what I have to say. I am not afraid to speak. I am not afraid because, look, I am here to do work. The fact is that when I go to my job, I don't just stand here and look at my job and hoping that it get done in some other way. So the job that I'm here to do, I am doing. I don't want anybody to sit and say, oh man, I'm worried about this. Don't worry about me. I don't want people to go around and worry when is white supremacy going to get him. these are the things that they want you to think. These are the places that they want to put you in.
Paralyzes.
So what I'm saying is, that's why we don't do nothing. We see our sisters being beaten down in the street as strong black men, and we stand here and we look, and all we can do is take up our phone and videotape it. And what happened after that? You see what I'm saying? We see these things, and yet we are paralyzed by them. But the fact is that, here's where the danger comes in. The danger comes in because I will look at you, okay? I'll give you a scenario. Here's a white guy over here. He's got a lot of food, even food that he's just wasting. And you have a gun, but you ain't going over there to rob him. But here is it that me or you who live right next to him, who hardly can find enough to eat and feed the family, that's who he's coming to kill. So what does that say to you now? You see, this is so much self-hate. It is so much self-hate that is within you or me that is going to destroy the other person who look like you or me. And the food, all the food is over there. But you won't cross that line to go and get the food that you need. You're gonna cross the line to take away what this other person hardly even have. Because you hate yourself so much that you figure if you destroy yourself, then it's good for the, you know, I don't have to worry about this God that's living over there, because the God ain't gonna give me no food. And if you don't volunteer to give me no food, I'm not gonna go over there to take it. That's what I'm saying. So that's the place that we live. That's the place that we live. And so we have to stop feeding into this narrative where we are living in such fear that when a brother starts to speak truth to power, we're ready to say, oh man, hush, hush, hush. I don't want the prisoner to come in and get you next or to get me. So be quiet, you know, see, just don't say anything. Be careful what you say. And that's where we live. That's a very dangerous place to live. It is. But the fact is that we can't see that because we're so caught up. We're so caught up and we are hoping. We are hoping that we just wake up one day and everything magically change. And that is the thing where all of our people, a great deal of our people, is waiting for this magical person to come out of the sky and fix everything for them. That's what I'm saying. It is no magical person that is going to fix it for you. When you have a problem in your house, you must be the one to fix it. You see, what I'm saying is, I'm dealing from a place of logic. I'm not dealing from a place of imagination. Because a lot of us, we're dealing from a place of imagination. And that's where the problem comes in.
Why are we called Negroes? Why are we deaf, dumb, and blind? Why is everybody making progress, yet we seem to be lagging so far behind? Why are we mistreated? Why are we in this condition, stripped of our name, our language, our culture, our God, and our religion? Here in America, all of our religious training has been gotten by the preacher. He has told us of a heaven way up in the sky that we can't enjoy now, but rather after we die. But all of the years that we're living, for us there's nothing but hell, pain, torture, and misgiving. Yet the Bible speaks of a heaven filled with material luxury, which the white man and the preacher has right here, so we see. So my friend, take it for what it's worth. Your heaven and your hell is right here on this earth. So let's check back into history, which rewards all research and tells us plainly that before the white man gained entry to the East, he was living in the caves of Europe, a ravenous beast, eating juniper roots and eating flesh raw, till God sent Moses to civilize him and teach him the law. Then, following Marco Polo, an explorer, he gained entry into Asia and Africa. From China, he took silk and gunpowder. From India, he took jute, manganese, and rubber. He raped Africa of her diamonds and her gold. From the Mideast, he took barrels of oil untold, raping, robbing, and murdering everything in his path. The whole black world has tasted of the white man's wrath. So, my friend, it's not hard to tell. A white man's heaven is a black man's hell. America, we were living in the East. By the Nile River, we were living in luxury, enjoying freedom, justice, and equality. We wore silken robes and slippers of gold. We were the wealthiest and the wisest people untold. Now we are the poorest of the poor. Nobody wants us at their door. So, my friend, it's easy to tell. White man heaven is black man hell. When the white man came to America, he told the Indian, I am your white brother. He said, red man, I'll treat you the best. Yet and still he pushed the Indian further west with his white woman and fire water. Tricks and lies, he stole America. The original owner of this nation is cooped up on a reservation. So, my friend, it's easy to tell. White man heaven, black man hell. He needed someone to work the land. His back was too weak. He needed you, black man, so he commissioned Sir John Hawkins to commit the world's most grievous sin, to take a man who's born to be free and bring him down to slavery, to sell a man as merchandise, on his body put a price. Oh, my friend, it's easy to tell. White man heaven is a black man hell.
On to the next one, family. Thank you for spending your precious time here with me. We're going to build. We're looking toward the future. We're not worried about these people who are not going to be around anymore. So let's build, let's move on, and let's get together later on tonight. LANCESCURV out for now. Peace and love.